I basically stated that, we would not be over-investing in Ireland, a bit like what Eddie would have said historically, purely on the basis that the planning system here is absolutely broken. If we have any aspirations, in essence, to move to that point whereby we do, as Eddie has highlighted, and as we're participating to a lesser extent in, to really harness the wind resource that we have right across our coast. We have to speed up foreshore licensing. I was chairman of a port. It was a nightmare trying to get foreshore licensing to do the things to import and export goods. So we really need to have a fast track emergency power approach to this. Thankfully across Europe since the war started, you've seen a number of countries actually bring in that. For example, in Portugal, we don't need to do an environmental impact statement anymore for a solar farm. Just go on and build it as far as they're concerned. So there's a lot of lessons. And when in this country, it is an absolute nightmare to get through the planning system. And I really worry about the intensity of grid and the expectation of grid in this country to be able to harness, to provide effectively the supply chain and the route map for those electrons, not just to stay in Ireland, but to be exported. And this is where maybe Supernode comes into to a larger extent. If you look what the Chinese did, Chinese have uplands up in the northwest corner of China. They put in 750 kilovolt DC lines all the way down to the population centers. It's that type of envisioning you actually have to have. So there's a fantastic opportunity, but I despair at times when I hear politicians talking about hydrogen will solve everything. We have offshore, as if it's going to happen of itself. It can only happen if it's fully enabled by a country and fully enabled by the politics within. And frankly, that's where we've come unstuck. And by the way, as investors, and we are responsible to our shareholders, you don't make decisions to invest in a country because it's the country of your passport. You actually invest in a country because it's a country that actually gives you the best enablement to achieve the impact that you want to actually carry out. And frankly, we're in 15 countries now. And I would absolutely say from a planning process alone, this is number 15 of 50. And in terms of use of capital, which again is available, it is much better spent in Oman. It's much better spent in Egypt or in Portugal or Spain currently, where we're, our 15% that spot in the market on solar made more money than the 85% that was contracted in the last 12 months. But that's just opportunity because of the crisis that we're in. But frankly, you can have all of the best plans on a shelf, but if you don't have an implementation program that's going to work, we're never going to get there. And this is where I despair.